How to help your baby sleep. So these are going to be covering a couple of simple lessons that you can do while your baby is sleeping or your child is sleeping. Listen, I say baby a lot. My 20-year-old is my baby. My 22-year-old is my baby, and they're that. Your child is really important, and sleeping is an excellent way that you can spend that time, especially that pre-sleep. I found a really just a bonding time. When I first started out, I literally, I just would close my eyes and put my hands on and just be like, where am I touching? I've since gone from there. I like working and sleeping because it works on my techniques, right? Because if you don't want to wake them up, you get real soft and gentle real quick. And so here is lesson number 1. Now, please, guys, I know we all sleep with our head against the wall. If you need to work on your child, just have them sleep upside down in the bed or change that around. But a lot of people will go, my child's sleeping, how do I get to the head? Well, move them. But we're going to just start off with simple pelvic work. So your baby is sleeping, right? Sorry. Your baby is sleeping and going through. Now, we are taught to sleep them on their backs. I'm going to show you all different ways to working on sleeping, because sleeping on their back is important, but at the same time too, it needs to be done that they know how to move and breathe. So sleeping on their belly is done, but supervised. We started sleeping babies on their back in 1992 to prevent SIDS, but we're really, you can see an increase in a lot of developmental issues because babies are meant to sleep on their bellies. The spine needs to breathe, the ribs need to breathe, and all those things come into play. But your baby is sound asleep. They usually just have their jumper on or something like that. Please, this is not when you swaddle them. They have to learn these movements, especially when they're sleeping. We're not at rest. We're at rest in that we're not up and playing, but we're here and we need sleep. We're going to just start working on just a nice little counter rotation in the pelvis. My hands, pizza technique, my hand here, I'm not compressing, right? I'm telling you right now, you start compressing that pelvis, you're going to wake your baby up. It's just this light draw touch, and I'm just going to be here, and again, this is the power of nothing. The counter shift. What are you working on here? You're resettling the eyes. People that have eye muscle issues are going to come into play, because the eye being pulled in is going to realign the filaments in the eyes. The filaments in the eyes are for our vestibular system, and this is where you're going to have issues with their vestibular system if the eye alignment is off. And this helps resets the eyes, the vision, even though your child's asleep, with the pelvis. Right? You're working on complete spinal rotation here. You're working on a neutrality of just the tilt of the pelvis and going from one side. You're working on the quality of the movement. Child with CP or genetics is not going to have the quality of the movement coming into play of this, especially if they've had a brain bleed of some sort, or trauma to let's say the right side. They're going to be left side affected. Let their systems feel, their bodies feel what it's like to have this nice gentle weight transfer, transitional movement in sleeping, using a gentle rotational touch. Where's the rotation? This is the whole thing. Now this, I don't care if you're working on your grandmother. This is getting out of bed in the morning. This is all your movements. This allows your vision to have peripheral fields. If your pelvis can't do this, you're not going to have peripheral vision. This is where I'm all about functional vision and development. Your cranial movements. So this is one of our first in our series that we're going to be doing of just simple, gentle exercises for movement lesson that you can do in your child's sleep. I'm not doing this, right? You can see already. You can see the fall back in my doll, right? That jiggle. That's going to wake your child up. You just pretend like there's the trees just blowing in the wind and coming back again. But this is for their first milestone, going in from tummy time into their second milestone of rolling over. This movement is crucial. This is, again, why we don't swaddle our babies, Don't overuse in container syndrome because it breaks down this movement, and this is what we're reinforcing. Thanks, guys.